In the land of the sunshine and sea, where the rhythm of
Hello everyone, I hope all is well. Yes, it is indeed a wonderful morning for me today. Yes, I'm going to be doing something special with my daughter. Yes, this one is going to be special because you know what? I am going to be doing a walkthrough with her and of course my wife. Yes, we're going to look at what's happening over there. She's decided that it is time for her to make a movement towards becoming a homeowner. And I'm proud of her. Sit back as we go through on a journey that would allow us to really see what has been happening. And let me tell you this individual has done the groundwork. I'm very proud. Yes, I'd like to start off by just saying that this situation is taking place because of effort. Several years ago, I was downstairs listening to footsteps at 4:30 in the morning. I asked my wife what was happening, and she said, she's up studying. Yes, she studied hard. She studied hard and she worked towards her goals. This was a framework that she set out and not me. And as a matter of fact, it's worthy to note. In the United States, she has made use of it. I must categorically state that I did not help her to finance her home. It was all her doing. We said my wife and I would give them a wonderful education and of course a car, not necessarily a new car. So let me see, the purchase was made and of course she's about to do her first walkthrough. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about that because it signifies a movement towards thinking about the future. I've often said to her, preparation for old age starts while you're young. And this is not a statement that I've made up. An old man told me that once. So I'm saying to everyone, tell your children, tell the younger generation that preparation for old age starts while they're young. You have to prepare. So moving towards this, what I would say, inspection of the house, as we call it in Jamaica, we call it here a walkthrough. But a walkthrough is examining everything. And it should be noted that she did one step above me. She got an inspector to view the house before. So at least she has background information regarding certain codes that should be aligned on her viewing. Sit back, and for me, I'm just going to do a voiceover. On entering the place, of course, we realized that the grass was extremely dry. As a matter of fact, I would say dead to some extent. The reality is that there has been no rain for the longest while, and apparently the grass has not been watered as often. As a matter of fact, it was stated that in this area you're allowed to water your grass only once per week. So we had concerns about that, and of course that was noted in the walkthrough and will be addressed. However, in a walkthrough you have to be very careful because sometimes they have the report and you might not have kept your record. So what we did was a video inventory as well as pictures to ensure that we track it to identify the areas. So you might find yourself putting in, of course, a tape where there's a discoloration, there's evidence of a chip, there are different variations of colors on the walls and so forth, and anything that you want them to address. Sometimes there are cracks, there's debris left on where it shouldn't have been, and you just want to eradicate that. So therefore the walkthrough is important, and here I am taking a 360 going around to ensure that I've tracked all the tapes that were on display. At the back of that window you will see, and we just passed it, several tapes strips on that wall. It is indicating that there are some scratches that need to be addressed. So in her final walkthrough she will have to look out for these things. Any chip discoloration, you have to have it done. And that is just a simple thing to do. In Jamaica, it might be different because once the builders finish, sometimes they don't want to fix anything. As a matter of fact, people have experienced once the 6-month warranty is up, everything goes haywire. For example, water is coming in the house because you didn't have rain before to test it. Now you're having rain. So all these strips represent something that needs to be addressed by paint. It's not major, but of course, if you're buying a new home, you want the best. You don't want to be repairing and having to paint within that context. So the walkthrough took place, and of course, I went around, took the shots necessary to document. So, having said this, when she does her final walkthrough, it is recommended that she will have this in mind. So the bottom line is the walkthrough is important, and she will have a final walkthrough. Sometimes the builders are not in tune with what they should have fixed and what is outstanding, so you have to be cognizant of that all the time. After really going through the house and looking around, we practically stayed roughly 2 hours, and then we drove around the community. I love the community. Looks wonderful, and they have so many more houses being built. Yes, Florida seemed to be the place to be. And as I drove out, I was cognizant of God's goodness and remembering the words that we should train our child in the way he or she should grow, and the child will not depart from the word. It is indeed a wonderful time that I reflect as I drove around. Yes, it was time for some Jamaican food. After that long morning, I was exhausted, and I stopped just to see a Jamaican vibes going on. Oxtail, $22. We had, of course, I think that was curried goat, was tasting good, and we just had some nice time sitting down. As a matter of fact, we had passed this location down the road, and we made a U-turn to come back. You see, the Jamaican icon colors are a powerful way of getting people to think and come back to the place they want to be, and the place was Jamaica, and we just sat down and had our food right there. The sun was a bit hot, but we were all right. You know, it's an accomplishment we were celebrating. Yes, the jerk chicken and of course cabbage with festival was enjoyable, and this man indicated that he has been working this site for the longest while. Yes, he was doing the chicken right there. Just took me back home a bit, and I just wanted a little Jamaican spirit in myself, and we just sat and enjoyed it. Yes, the old Jamaican food stop, and always it's a symbol that you're so connected to your country. I love my country. Just imagine you made a U-turn, traffic was heavy, all because of the Jamaican food. That's the power of the Jamaican image, icon, food, culture, music. You know, someone said to me the other day, their daughter just heard about Bob Marley. Is he famous? I told them Bob Marley was the rock of Jamaica. He was a cultural icon. He was the one that put Jamaica in many places that people have never heard about Jamaica, but they're hearing about the culture. Yes, the food was all right. Big up the chef. You know, I was all right. And of course, enough respect. Yes, this day was exciting. Yes, the number is there. But the day belongs to my 24-year-old daughter, who has really made me proud. And I'm feeling wonderful. Please remember, preparation for old age starts while you're young. And I'm feeling proud. Yes, wonderful. Thanks for allowing me to share your vision, Rohana. And all the best on your new home.
In the land of the sunshine and sea, where the rhythm of reggae sets us free, we reflect on the history that has been, to find the strength in the roots of our kin. In the melodies that softly sway, we find solace in words they say. For the past hold stories of joy and pain, lessons learned in the rhythm's reign. In the echoes of Bob and Peter's hush, the voices rise above the noise and the hush. They speak of love and revolution's call, a rhythm that unites and conquers all. is all